obviously the #1 overall pick. There's great money with that, but Charles, I would think maybe an extra burden too, or is that not that big of a deal at all?
It actually is in the beginning of his career an added burden, but it's one of those things that if you play well, it becomes something that justifies why you were taken #1. You're fine with that. If you don't play well, it can be an albatross.
And his throw is going to be incomplete. He was trying to find Noah Fant, the tight end, but it'll be second down.
It's second down and 10.
They'll look to throw again. Finds a seam inside the 40. And finally taken down at the 34.
It's a gain of 20. First down, Broncos.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Again, he'll drop to throw. Outright, this one goes to Patrick. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. Another completion there, and what a big moment in a young quarterback's life, that first NFL start. And Charles, obviously they want him to win games, but if they're looking at him under a microscope in his first month or so, what do you think they're hoping to see from him?
Well, for every question they'll have for him, they should have for themselves as a coaching staff.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Now this is picked up by the Bills. The big fella, the 40, past the 20. And this is going to be brought back for a Bills touchdown. This first half has been a nightmare for that offense. Defense just dominating them.
And when you're picking up the ball, picking up their mistakes, and taking it the other way and putting it in the end zone, that's a defense's dream. They're having that type of a game.
Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong for this offensive unit. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kicks away following that fumble return. It is fielded right at the goal line. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Denver's offense now set to go. And that last possession, really a gut punch. You seemingly had it working. You were in the midst of a very strong drive, then suddenly the fumble, and you're watching the back of a defender's jersey as he brings it all the way in the other direction.
There's not much more I can add to that. I thought you summarized it perfectly, partner. You just got to regroup and start putting another drop.
That's into a crowd and intercepted. Terron Johnson able to pick it. And they will finally stop him as he's down to the 40-yard line. That's not one that he's going to want to remember, but he had to get it out of the way at some point, his first career interception.
And if he's the guy that they think he is, he's not laughing it off, but he's also not going to let it affect him as the game proceeds. He's going to go back out there, still be the same confident kid, the reason that they drafted him, and go out and play. It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
From the 36, Allen, he finds Ross. Before they're inside the 25. This is a draw play. Allen gets it. And they'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. Devin Singletary. His second touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Bills are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And the round is on here in this first half. The scoring summary. 3-play drive. And it was finished off by a Devin Singletary touchdown run. From a yard or two deep, here comes the return. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very
Maybe play action.
I think maybe they'll play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. He's going to let it go again. Oh, a contested ball here that's going to be caught. All the way home for the Broncos score. Tim Patrick, 78 yards. And the Broncos cut into that lead. Solid response that time by a young quarterback. Last drive, interception. This drive, the touchdown pass.
I like how you described it solid because you don't get extra kudos for bouncing back if you're going to be a big-time quarterback. You're supposed to do that. But at the same time, when you're a rookie, that's not guaranteed, is it? Sometimes they hang their heads and they go in the tank a little bit. Not in this case. Bounced back, took his team downfield, and threw a touchdown pass.
What he decided to not do this right is very good. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And the ledger for them so far looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Not sure it can be much better than that. They've got to feel very good about the groove that they're in at this stage of the game.
And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he could break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Now Allen. Works right side into the hands of the tight end Knox. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
When you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
Allen's throw taken in by Diggs. If you're going to blitz, one thing going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does. A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him, and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them. And they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
And he is not going to go anywhere. They're going to get to him behind the line, and that is going to get us to the 2-minute warning. We remind you that coming up at the half, we'll hand things off to Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have scores from earlier today, plus a look ahead as well, so you won't want to miss that. A lot going on here in Week 1. And he's going to have the hook up to Ross. And he's going to have the Bills first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Allen. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Another try after the first down sack. Allen. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. Now the Broncos going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. It's been a pretty long drive. This will be play number 9, and they need 10 yards out of it on 3rd. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's going to have the Bills first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Operating from the red zone now. Allen looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Davis. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Now the the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Now Allen again. In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number one. To try again after the sack. Allen. And he's got his man on the out route. Touchdown. Dawson Knox. A 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Bills continue to pull away here in this first half. Extra point splits the uprights. And a rout is on here in this first half.
Inside the 5-yard line or so. Gain some field position for your defense.
Here comes the field general leading his offense back out there for the next possession. He's had a solid start to this game, but bottom line is they're losing, so he doesn't care about his stats. He just wants to right the ship on the scoreboard.
He wants to actually increase his stats because he feels like if he does, that means things will get better for his team, maybe get him back into the ball game or into the lead.
And that's caught inside the 35. And he makes it all the way down to the 31. A big play there just before halftime. Well, if you pull up his college highlight reel, you will see no shortage of great throws, and here's one in his NFL debut for big yardage.
And this is going to be a big test early in his career. How accurate can he be on throws like this? If he keeps doing that, he's going to be just fine.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now back to throw. He's going to go up top again. And it is incomplete. Good positioning there downfield to break that one up. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. They'll throw now on the final play. And incomplete on the deep ball. So we've reached halftime here in our over. 3rd quarter, here we go. We'll see if week one fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. With it on the return now, here's Westbrook. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this 3rd quarter. And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half. So where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot, pretty unlikely. But you still have to go out, take pride in your work, and try and put something together here in the second half.
The last run got 9. That leaves them with 2nd and a yard. On play action, they'll throw. Sliding out of the pocket. And that one going to be off target and incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable. And that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that. And they force another incompletion.
And he will have the Broncos first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 1.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. Back to throw here. He'll fire one downfield for Phillip. And that's caught inside the 30. And he will be taken down inside the Buffalo 20. A huge play there for Denver. Look, you're not going to be able to get this all back at once, but that certainly helps.
So you're saying 3 yards in a cloud of dust, not the strategy?
I go aerial attack.
Yeah, I think that's what has to happen. And if you're going to run it, you need to break off big chunks. We just saw a big play right there. They need plenty of those.
A throw left side, hold in by Hamler. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop the ball and get the first thing going.
Maybe anticipating a blitz, and they jumped.
Yeah, and if we saw it, you know that they saw it. The bad guys might have been coming on that play. Had to pick them up, and they jumped.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. And a player with 7 to the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10. Back to throw again. He's got his tight end fan. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. A nice completion there for the first down. And, Charles, you think about the quarterbacks of recent vintage that have been thrust into action week 1. It's no guarantee of future success, but we sure have seen some good ones.
We certainly have, partner. How about Joe Burrow with the Bengals in 2020? He was excellent. Kyler
Murray. Touchdown, Denver. Javonte Williams taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Broncos get a bit closer. Extra point from McManus is good. And that'll cut the lead back down to 21. So a nice drive put together there. They go 75 yards in 9 plays. And it was capped off by a Javonte Williams touchdown. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. So here's the Bills offense now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
You can say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Throwing to start the drive. Allen. It's Knox, the tight end, making the catch. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. What I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
On second down, here's a run with Singletary. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. They go right back to Singletary. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 82 yards rushing for him now here in week 1. A very solid start to this new campaign. They'll run on 1st down. Singletary. Tackle made there by Jabril Peppers.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
It'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
It's a game 2. Brings up 3rd and 5.
Allen from the gun on 3rd down. That is incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
So well done there. And these players get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
They'll try to get this running game going with Williams. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop it behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I know they'd love to take some heat off of that young quarterback, but so far, not much in the running game, and this won't help things either. A loss on that play.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. They'll look to throw here. They'll fire one downfield for Thorpe. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way home for the Broncos score. Noah Fant, 95 yards. And the Broncos are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the third. McManus's point after is good, and the lead will be cut down to 14. Pretty clean and simple there, just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. The Buffalo offense and Devin Singletary heading back out there. He's hoping to find the end zone for a 3rd time, and we sit now in the 3rd quarter.
And nothing would excite him more, but I think even more so, his offensive line. Anytime you've got a guy scoring that many times, that means you've done a really nice job in front of him.
You're always giving props to the big fellas up front.
It's always a good idea. Those are some massive men.
And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
2nd and 6 at the 29-yard line.
Allen going to throw. Quick throw here, that's complete. One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Throwing on 1st down is Allen. On the slant, he's got Davis. And he'll be stopped right at midfield.
Maybe a nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
On play action, Allen. That's caught inside the 20. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A big gain there for the Bills.
Even with the big lead here in the 4th, it still bombs away. And frankly, it's working. Why should they stop? Go ahead and keep firing away and gaining those yards.
Allen hit. He lost the football. We hear them discuss red zone efficiency a lot, CD, and they almost gave that one up in the red zone. Luckily, they'll have another shot.
And you and I both know that every offensive coordinator, play caller in the league, they take particular delight in the red zone calls because those are the payoff ones. But you can't call a play if your team doesn't have the ball. Got to secure it.
They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. Well, normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the 4th quarter, but the way that they passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? In this stage of the game,
it's caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. Gabriel Davis there to make the grab. And the Bills Bills are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their fourth-quarter lead. The extra point up and good. And a lead now to 3 touchdowns in 21. So that drive goes on 8 plays. And it culminates in a Bills touchdown. With it on the return now, here's Westbrook. And he returns this to the 22. And Denver getting set to take the field. And they knew coming in that this would be a tough place to go in and win a season opener. But this has just been a performance, to be frank, not to be proud of here as they trail big in this fourth quarter. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And they work this well upfield across the 45. They're going to hurry back to the line now. Back to throw now on first down. He'll get this one to Patrick. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. So that a nice throw, but it hasn't really turned out to be the grand debut that many had hoped for. His team's down double digits. So what have you seen, CD?
About what I expected, really, because for a youngster making his first start in the NFL, I kind of expected to see these things. A few bumps along the way, maybe not the plays you expect to see or want to see. But remember, he's not going to the Hall of Fame off this first start. It's going to be an accumulation of games before we have a fully accurate reading.
It's a big play there for the Broncos. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the fourth, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
Given 3 on the game there, second and goal. Williams again. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Calling a gain of a yard, so get a little bit closer here. It's third and goal. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Bronco football as we get your reset here. They've got a third and goal now as they try to punch in a late touchdown. They'll run it with Williams. And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line. Only a yard there, so it brings up fourth and goal. Defense didn't budge on third down. Now what are we going to see on fourth?
We're soon to find out, but does this feel like old school football or what?
Oh, yeah.
This is an old-fashioned goal line stand. I know what I would call on offense. I would go for it. I want some type of...
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Javonte Williams, already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Broncos have got it back to a 2-score game here in the fourth. Extra point from McManus is good. And the lead will be cut down to 14. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the Bills are going to recover. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. They'll run on first down with Morris. And flags come in as it gets forward for about 3 yards. Let's check on that.
Offense.
Why did they throw that on? So that time they get the time in on the road.
He's a pretty good run blocker, but this time he just didn't get his arms extended and let go quickly enough. The flag came out as a result.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Right back to Singletary on second down.
It'll be a 5-yard pickup there. So from 2nd and 13, they're back to a more manageable 3rd and 8.
Now a timeout called for by the defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Throwing his Allen on third. Little pitch and catch to the tight end, Knox. And he is going to have a Bills first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. They go down to a knee, and the new campaign off to a good start. It's a win here in week 1. So it's a victory here for the Buffalo Bills. And with that, our journey begins, Charles. Week 1 in the books. Going to be a great season.
Oh, man, so much to look forward